Paul gave this wonderful narrative in Romans chapter 4 from verse 17 to 22. Paul painted a rosy picture of events in Genesis. Paul said Abraham did not waver in faith when God told him he would be the father of many nations. He went on to say that Abraham did not consider his body that is almost no longer alive, or the lifelessness of Sarah's womb. Paul said Abraham never wavered through unbelief regarding the promise of God. Folks, Paul surely knows how to vanish a story. It is a total different picture when you go to Genesis. In Genesis chapter 17, God made the promise to Abraham that he would be the father of many nations and that he and Sarah will have a son. You know what happened? Abraham laughed. Abraham doubted. Genesis chapter 17 verse 17 and 18 says, and I quote, Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Or will Sarah be a child at the age of 90? And Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. End of quote. Abraham implied that Ishmael will suffice for him. Abraham was saying Ishmael will be enough for him. Does that sound like someone who did not waver in faith? Abraham's wife, Sarah, also laughed in Genesis chapter 18 when God brought up the same promise. So both Abraham and his wife Sarah were like, this ain't gonna happen. Also in Genesis 15, from verse 1 to 8, God brought up the promise again. In verse 16, it was stated that Abraham believed God. But sorry to break it to you folks, 2 verses after that, in verse 8, Abraham doubted God again, saying, how am I sure that I will possess the land? Friends, this is the unvarnished truth from the book of Genesis. Paul was counting on the fact that the Gentiles, his readers, his audience, will not go back to investigate his words. Friends, do your research. God bless you all. Have a good day.